All right, I am going to do drawing 2 from activity 1.2.4 for Project Lead the Way. The assignment was to look at the scale on this grid paper and to create a properly dimensioned shape that you could then model in Fusion 360. So I'm going to get started. I'm going to do a quick cube and then subtract out some geometry to get back to this shape. So in Fusion 360, first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I name the part. So I'm going to go up to Create, New Component. I'm going to just call this the most creative name ever, which is Drawing 2 from Activity 1.2.4. And you can see that it renamed it here. I'm also going to go to Save and make sure that I'm in my Lesson 1.2 folder, and I'm going to call it Drawing 2 from 1.2.4. So I'm ready to begin drawing at this point since I have a new part created and the file saved into the proper folder. Up here I'm going to choose the plane, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a 3-inch by 3-inch cube. So over here where it says Document Settings, I'm going to go to Units, highlight that, I'm going to change it to inches, hit OK, create a new sketch, click, select my plane, click, and I am going to choose a rectangle and just get it centered right there. It's 3-inch by 3-inch. Hit Enter, everything should be black, finish the sketch. So what I just did was I made this 3-inch by 3-inch cube. I noticed that it is 1.5 inches for the extrusion, so I am going to do that extrusion right now. I'm going to click on the face, extrude, and tell it that I want to extrude it 1.5 inches, and there is my basic shape of the cube. So at this point what I need to do is get these cutouts in there, and the first part of the cutout is a 2-inch by 2-inch square. So it's 1 inch and then another 1 inch, that's 2. 1 inch and then another 1 inch, that's 2. So in Fusion, I'm going to click on the face, create a sketch, use the 2-point rectangle, and I'm going to make a 2-inch by 2-inch block, hit OK, and everything should be black because I started from a point that was known and I told it exactly where those lines are. I'm going to hit Finish Sketch. If I look at the sketch that I just made, it's on the front of my box there. So make sure I highlight that box, and I'm going to go in, so it's going to automatically flip to cut down here, and it goes in 0.5 inches. Remember, a negative sign is important. Maybe 0.5 inches isn't the right amount. I'm going to say OK for now while I go check my drawing. Oh, it wasn't right. It's supposed to be 3/4 of an inch. So that's very easy to fix. I'm going to come back down here to where I did the extrusion in my timeline and right click, edit feature. And it brings that same dialog box right back up, and it's 0.75 into the part. That looks better. The second part of this part that I need to extrude or cut out is the little 1-inch cube up at the top. So back to my drawing, I click on the face, create a new sketch. I'm going to again use the 2-point rectangle, 1 inch by 1 inch, say OK. This one's a little bit easier to cut because when we're done, push into my part. I'm just going to say I'm going through the whole thing. And there it is. So at this point my part is done. I'm going to hit save because there's nothing for me to do on this anymore. And I need to throw this onto a drawing sheet. And when I put it onto a drawing sheet, properly dimension it. And once it's properly dimensioned, I will be done with part 2. So up here under the file, go down to a new drawing from design. And I'm going to use whatever you made for your title block. Whatever you named yours, that's what you should select here. If you can't find it in there, you're going to have to browse. and wherever you put it in this folder is where you're going to find it then. Mine is in the admin. I'm going to use Project Lead the Way title block, select it, and hit OK. It automatically creates the drawing sheet for me. It's properly populated. Remember, we're going to put the front view in, select the second little shaded box, and it's a 1 to 2. That's a good amount to have it there. Hit OK. I clicked on the screen to drop the part in, and I'm going to hit OK. Click on the part, right click, select projected views. I'm going to put that projected view in, and I'm going to put that projected view in. And I think that I should be able to dimension everything properly with just those two projected views. I can always delete one later, but I don't think I need to have the right one there. So I'm going to hit escape. Double click on this, turn it into a solid body, because it's nice to see the isometric as a solid body. And there's no holes to dimension in this case, so I don't need to use the center mark or the center line. I'm just going to use the overall dimensioning tool and begin dimensioning. So I'm going to click on the left edge, click on the right edge. That is my overall dimension. I am going to click on the left edge, click on the right edge. That is how far that little cut goes in. Click on the left edge, click on the right edge. Oop, it put something in there already. I'm going to delete that. That's not where I meant that to be. Dimensioning tool, left edge, right edge, 1. So that does give me all of the things that I need for somebody else to look at this to make this part. I'm just going to clean these dimensions up a little bit so that they look nice. There we go. So now people know where all those cutouts are. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the part. Use my dimensioning tool and get my overall dimension. Place it out there. Get the dimension from here to here. Place it out there. Get the dimension from here to here. Place it out there. And I'm going to click on the little number 1 and click on that little square and kind of drag it down so it's in between. And then those look pretty equally placed. I don't think I need to do anything else to clean those up a little. If anything, I might space these ones out so that they're a little bit closer in resemblance to what the ones on the right are. So there we go. For the marks on the top, I already have a lot of the lines properly dimensioned. The only thing that I need to see on the top is the overall dimension from here to here, which was 1.5. And then either this one or this one, it does not matter which one, but I'm going to go from here to here as 0.75, hit escape, click on the little number, and drag it in. One of the things that I did say I was going to show you if you were interested in this, I'm not a big fan of fractional inches, but if I wanted to change this drawing to see those same dimensions in fractional inches, so the only one would be here and here, so it would say 1.5 and 3/4 under document settings. Now notice when I click on this, there's going to be like 100. You could turn it so that it shows the units on. So you know there's all kinds of options over here. One of them is decimal or fractional. And if I select fractional and then hit OK, it changes them to fractions. You can use fractions if you want, not a big fan. By the way, it also, you know, any of these settings kind of gets you the same dialog box. I'm going to change that back to dimension or to decimal inches. I can have it put units in if you want units in. Or you could make a note on your page that says all dimensions are in units. That's very common to add notes to a dimensioned page. Let me get back into this menu. I'm going to turn units off, and I'm going to do that just to show you that you could. You can add text, and the text would be like note, all units are in inches. And then that covers it for units if you want. And you could add other notes too, for any other notes that you would need to have. All right, thanks for watching.